Ooh, finally!
And I don't know where you are. I'm running fast, I'm running far.
I just checked my emails as I do every morning. I have really great news. I got a mail saying that my iPhone 7 will arrive today. Bad news. I just wanted to tell you about the bad news that I will have to wait the entire day at home for my package, but just in a second where I was about to tell you that, it showed up. Nothing more exciting than opening new Apple stuff. This is the iPhone 7 in, I think, jet black, 128 gigabytes. And I'm still not sure if I should really open it and use it. I'm so far really satisfied with my phone that I have. The only good thing is the new one has 128 gigabytes, the old one only 16. I have on here only 2 pages of apps, not even 2 pages, 1.5, and it's completely full. The phone is so small, I don't even have my own music on it. So it would be really nice to have the new one, but if I sell this on eBay, I would get like 800, 850 euros. If I sell this on eBay, maybe 400. So opening this and keeping it kind of cost me 400 euros, and that's a lot of money that I could put into my music. I will think about it and let you know. Now I got even more great news for you. I got another mail from my management, and the Shadows track is coming on the 11th of November. So only a couple more days and it will be released on Spotify, Apple Music, on my SoundCloud page and all other platforms. I already showed you yesterday the cover. I also have some bad news. A couple of my tracks got cancelled. Some of you are already asking when they will be released. And unfortunately they will never be released. Always sharing with you unfinished tracks to show you my working process in the studio is a bit risky, a risk that I know about, a risk that I'm willing to take to share with you how it's really made. Besides of the 2 Kaylee tracks, Rising and Beginning of the End, the Shadows track and the Not Scared track, all other tracks are cancelled. It's a bit sad, but there are so many things involved into making these tracks. There are so many people working in the background. There is so much going on, a lot of things I can't talk about. I will try to explain you why these tracks got cancelled, but first of all, let me head to the studio and get a bit of work done. I'm still thinking about the phone. I mean, 400 euros might not sound a lot, but just look at my socks. Really, since a year I'm investing every cent I have into my music. All of the more expensive stuff that I own, for example this coat, is all still from the time where I was doing the Ghost productions. And saying that, I really don't want to complain. I'm doing something I love and I'm very passionate about each and every day. And I'm every day in my studio, the most favorite place for me in the world, where I get to be creative and make something that is meaningful. First task for today, getting rid of all of the plugins on the mastering chain of my Rising track, bouncing it out. Next step is mastering my tracks with Isotope Ozone. If you're interested in how I'm mastering my tracks, just search for it. I already made a bunch of videos about that topic.
I see the sun rising, and I know there's no hiding. I see the sun rising, it's rising.
Mastering sounds amazing. I got more bad news. I put myself onto a strict diet after eating all of the chocolate last week. So today for lunch, just soup. Super boring soup. Super warm soup. And another finished track is going into the finished track folder. Vodafone hotline. They promised me a discount because I waited 1.5 months. Now let's see if I will get something and how long I will have to wait. Alles klar, okay. Danke sehr, ciao. More great news. I just saved 25 euros.
And I feel the
I've been working this entire day again on a track that I can't share with you. So let's talk a bit about those tracks that got all cancelled. So having to cancel tracks or just not use instrumentals that you've done is totally normal as a music producer. I'd say if you make 4 to 5 tracks and one of them gets released, that's already super efficient. Normally you would never know about this, but since I'm sharing so much here on this channel, it just happens that I show you tracks and I show you vocals that will never be released. For example, at the beginning of this year, my track So High got cancelled just 1 week before the release, which was really unfortunate. It created a big gap in my release schedule, but now at the end I'm happy that it happened because we found Kaylee. Kaylee made an amazing job replacing the vocals on that track. It's now called Beginning of the End and should be released at the beginning of next year. Another cancelled track is the Jaded track. It had 3 or 4 different vocals on top of it, different lyrics. I made the instrumental more than a year ago, actually for someone else during the time where I was still ghost producing. Then that got cancelled. I used it, I changed it, got vocals for it. So all in all, a really big mess, and now I'm a bit sick of it, and this track will unfortunately never happen. I also don't think I will still use the instrumental. It's just too old and it doesn't fit anymore to the style that I'm making at the moment. And the 2 tracks from the recording session also both got cancelled. I think Falling and Kill the Killer were the names. A bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I can't really talk about the reasons for all of these tracks, but I can give you general reasons why tracks get cancelled and why this is happening. What really happens a lot is that one of the persons involved doesn't really feel the track anymore or is not happy with the result, so it gets cancelled. Sometimes it's because the people can't agree on a share that is fair to everybody. Then sometimes you just don't get a response from the people and you just wait and then you just lose your patience and search for someone else. Sometimes there are so many people involved so that it's not really worth it to try to figure something out with all of them. It's just easier to move on and do the next track. You know, most of the time it's not just me making the instrumental and a singer and songwriter. Usually there are 4 or 5 people involved in writing the lyrics and 1 person is singing. So they all have to agree. In the background, all of them have a management and a publisher. They all have to agree. I have to agree. My management has to agree. And the label has to agree. So yeah, it's most of the time really confusing. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I'm not sharing with you. Unfortunately, these tracks that I've mentioned will never happen. I'm a bit sad about it, but that's just the way it is. I'm used to it for over 10 years. And I think my ratio between made tracks and released tracks is pretty good at the moment. So if you've been looking forward to one of these tracks being released in the future, I'm very sorry that this will not happen, but you still have the opportunity to go back to the older videos and listen to the tracks, at least to some extent. And as I've told you, I have to be a bit more careful in the future with showing you these tracks that might not get released, because I'm getting into trouble if these vocals are sold to someone else and he's releasing it, and you can already listen to it on my channel. Now again, something positive. I've managed to reach more than 3,000 likes on Facebook, which is really great, and reaching more than 5,000 followers on SoundCloud, which is also really great. And I've somehow 200 new people that subscribe to this channel just within the last 6 or 7 days. Vanessa is in the living room and talking to a friend of her over Skype. I don't need to listen to that. Just wanted to say, reaching my first 200 took me almost half a year, and now the last 200 just 5, 6 days, 7 days. That's just amazing, so welcome to all of the new people. Before making dinner and enjoying the rest of the evening, I will decide on if I will open the phone and use it or sell it. And what really convinced me, or I convinced myself, and maybe I've lied to myself, but I will open it, I will use it. The main reason is with this and Apple Care, I have a phone for the next 2 years that I can just drop and get a new one. And we all know I like to drop my phone. And the old one just got replaced a couple of weeks ago, and it has no scratch, nothing on it, and I can sell it for the most at the moment. If I will use this for the next 2 years, it's guaranteed to fall down and break, and then I will have to get a new one, which will be more expensive than just keeping this one. I'm not sure if I'm just telling that to myself because I'm really looking forward to using this new phone, but I think it's a good argument. So that's the little adapter that you will need to connect normal headphones to it. I still don't know what to think about this step from Apple. I will let you know after I've tested the phone a little bit. And of course the new phone in jet black. That is so satisfying. This was just too big to me, and this material is super slippery, so it always fell out of my hand. This jet black material is super sticky, nice. Apple is warning that this is scratching really fast and that you will see all of the fingerprints, and yes, you can see them already now. I don't care. I like when stuff looks used. So yeah, that's my new phone. I'm done transferring all of the data onto the new phone, and of course there is one more thing I have to try out.